I've known Judge Johnson as a mentor, as a friend, and as a father figure, actually since my days back in law school. That was long time ago. And I can tell you without question that since that time, I have always consulted with Judge Johnson on every single decision of my career, every aspect of my career, and for a host of other circumstances I needed to consult with Judge Johnson about. He was always there. So for those of you that serve as mentors for other judges or other lawyers or other individuals in your life, Judge Johnson is the role model for what being a mentor is all about. Now, for those of you that never had the chance to meet Judge Johnson and only know of him by reputation, I really feel sorry for you because you missed out on the opportunity to see a generational legend in our community and certainly in this courthouse. In this conference room, he guided this court through a host of complicated circumstances and challenges, always with a firm hand, dignity, grace, and never let any judge feel they did not have their say. When he spoke, everybody listened. This is true when he was a presiding judge and all the way up until the time that he retired. And even after he retired, he was still serving as a consultant to this courthouse and to many judges in terms of helping them get through challenges or issues that they may have faced. Now, his approach was quite simple. I recall looking at him and he would quietly listen and reserve his comments until just about the close of the debate. Then, as if Moses was coming off the mountaintop with the 10 Commandments, then he would tell you, not share with you, he would tell you what his recommendation and advice would be. And that usually ended whatever debate that was taking place. And it just closed whatever was on the table. And it was like Robert's rule had its own rules, but Judge Johnson had his rules, but he always did it in a firm, fair, and qualified manner. Now, he wasn't shy about sharing with you what you should do, and he always made you believe that you had to heed to his ask without reservation, but you didn't mind. And I knew, and all of us knew, that the correct answer and the right answer when Judge Johnson asked you to do something was always, yes, Judge Johnson, of course, Judge Johnson, I'd be happy to do that, Judge Johnson. That was always the correct answer. Now, his presence was not authoritarian to beat anyone down or ignore different opinions. Rather, he knew the human spirit, and being surrounded by bright judicial minds didn't require an out-of-control ego to be the leader. He knew people. He knew how to manage people, and he knew how to do it at the very highest level. And naming the conference room after Judge Johnson, it comes with a certain level of responsibility. No matter who is at the helm, always ask yourself and always challenge them with what would Judge Johnson do and how he would have handled this situation with the morals, principles, and ethics that he showed every single time that he spoke. Now, if your response includes wisdom, patience, thoughtfulness, collegiality, and firmness in your decision after healthy debate, then you truly will recognize the man this conference room is named after. If you knew him, you would also know that he was committed to ensuring a diverse courthouse environment. This diversity included respecting people of different races, faiths, nationality, gender, sexual orientation, and beliefs. In his honor, I encourage each of you to do the same in all of your decision-making and certainly all the decisions that take place in this conference room that's named after him. So congratulations to all of you for making the right decision. Congratulations to Lizelle, if she's present, to all the family members. And my last statement to all of you is, the next time you walk into this courtroom or this conference room, and for this day going forward, don't just accept that you're walking into another conference room. When you walk into this room, understand that you are walking into the conference room named after the individual who, without question, was the greatest judge to ever wear a robe in the history of the King County Superior Court. Congratulations to all, and thank you, thank you, thank you from my behalf, on behalf of the entire community, for naming this conference room after Judge Charles Vernon Johnson. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell, and I'm extremely excited to share a few words about Judge Charles V. Johnson as we gather to dedicate this conference room to him and to honor his career and his service and his legacy. Point of personal privilege, I want to first say that my wife, Joanne Harrell, and I are just terribly sorry we couldn't be there to celebrate this. We're going to try to juggle some things around, but we're out of the state. And again, wish everyone well during this incredible event. As we all know, Judge Johnson was a trailblazer and a community leader. And quite candidly, I would not be the mayor. Would not be mayor of Seattle today if it weren't for him. As a young, aspiring attorney, I actually worked for Judge Johnson as an intern with he and Judge Haley. I was rotating between the civil and criminal calendars. And I must tell you, that was the first time in my life where I worked for and around an African-American former lawyer and current judge and saw the respect that he commanded across all demographics. It was truly inspirational for me because other than that, I had only seen it perhaps on a TV show or read about it in several books that I'd read about becoming an attorney. So personally, I'm honored to even be able to be mayor and to say these words about him. He indeed was a mentor and role model as he continued to work in the local chapter of the NAACP in our church that we belong to, First AME Church, on the Social Action Committee. Again, I always looked up to him, and even during his last years, he was always a person I could talk to about and receive advice. And if there's one word that comes to mind in Judge Johnson, it was love. He was a loving man. He loved certainly his family, his daughters, his community, his son, everyone, but he loved his community as well. So his legacy lives on today through the Charles V. Johnson Youth and Law Forum, and I participated in that in many years. So exciting to see how we're passing on both our great stories and our battle of marks to others. He understood that this developing community trust and this healing process has to be very intentional in how we go about doing this work. So on behalf of the city of Seattle, it's my honor today to speak and remember Judge Johnson and his contributions to our community. And I hope this celebration of his career and the impact on this physical meeting space will continue his trailblazing legacy for years to come. Love his family, love the community he built, and I will always be in debt to Charles Johnson.
It is an honor and a privilege to address Judge Charles Johnson's contributions, impact, and legal legacy that he's left for our community. I can speak from knowing Judge Johnson as a young attorney, being with the King County Prosecutor's Office as a deputy prosecutor, and also his swearing me in later as the King County Family Law Commissioner. Then, ongoing as his colleague, I had the privilege, the honor, and proud to say my family and his became friends. If you appeared before Judge Charles Johnson, you knew what it was like to appear before a legal legacy of a person who was a giant among giants in the law. Nothing ruffled his feathers. He was calm, he was knowledgeable, and he was kind. His sharing made us better people, better attorneys, colleagues, and caring individuals. Judge Johnson always referred to his wife as the air beneath his wings. He was so correct. Anyone who's had the pleasure and privilege to meet Lizelle Johnson, Mrs. Johnson, has seen that air. It is truly brilliant. You've met an angel on earth. And I'm so proud to call her friend. This thank you comes from every attorney who's had the privilege and pleasure of meeting Mrs. Johnson, and especially Judge Charles B. Johnson. To Mrs. Johnson, to Jimmy, to Tracy, and to Terry, thank you so much for all the time we took of your father. It didn't go wasted. It made us better judicial officers, better attorneys, better government employees, better citizens, and better human beings. And to whomever suggested I speak on behalf of all my colleagues and my friends, thank you.